Today, let's talk about impressing people with our money. It's kind of weird, but something triggered for me when I was listening to some songs, and they were from musicals. I love musicals, I listen to different songs. And there were two songs that came on kind of back to back that some of these phrases caught my attention. The first one was from the Beauty and the Beast song, Be Our Guest. And there was one phrase in there where Mrs. Potts says, "Is clean up that spot, we want the company impressed." And for some reason, like that triggered for me of, whoa, wait, you want the company impressed. Like, I can understand not being a slob and having stuff all over the place, but the idea of trying to impress people, like, we have to put on this show, and especially in our world now, it just feels like everything is a show. Everything is for social media. Everything is to make everybody think that we're doing so awesome and we're great and we're buying this and we're going on that trip and we have our lives together. A lot of us don't, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that we have to tell everybody all of our, air our dirty laundry and like, oh yeah, my life is a shambles. Like, I don't want to go advertise all that stuff because it's just negative and discouraging. But we don't have to impress people. And that got the question going of like, am I trying to impress people with my money, with my business, with how much net worth I have, with my income, with my spending, with the stuff that I buy? Am I trying to impress people? Like, gosh, yeah. I mean, I know at times, I guess I do. I want people to think that I'm doing well and to know that I'm doing well and to, help enjoy the process by, having other people live vicariously through me or my trips or my excursions and the things that I do. The second song that came up fairly quickly, it wasn't right after that one, but it was like one after, was from The Fiddler on the Roof, If I Were a Rich Man. And Tevye goes through this whole song talking about all of the things that he would do if he were rich. And building a big house with staircases by the dozens and making sure, we have chickens and turkeys and geese and everybody for the town to see and hear. Right? He's trying to say, I want everybody to know I'm rich, because if they knew I'm rich, they would come and they would ask me questions. They would think that I'm smart. They would think that I know what I'm talking about. They would respect me. He would be able to sit with the rabbis in the synagogue and people would respect that. All because he wanted to be rich. This is what he would thought. Like, if he were rich, then all of these good things can happen. And it was all about impressing people and how it made him feel good. Now, feeling good is about yourself is great, but if you're doing it because you're trying to impress people, then I think we're broadcasting the wrong thing. So if you are talking about your money, talking about your career, talking about your income, talking about your net worth in the I'm trying to impress you way, then I think that it's the wrong motivation to do the things that we need to do to actually get on the right page financially. So now, is there a time and a place to tell people these things in a sense of motivation, encouragement, right? Of course, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing on my baseball trip because it encourages people to say, wow, yeah, Jason is doing these things. He's going on these baseball trips. He's visiting these new parks because that's a goal that he has. He really wants to do that. And he's not flaunting that around because he just has a bunch of money. But I am intentionally and purposefully spending money on the things that are really important to me. Now, I'm not in debt for that. Like, I do this stuff on purpose. I'm really good at organizing money, and I can teach you how to create your ideal life and not go into debt and not be obsessed with this. Like, I need everybody to know that I'm, a millionaire and all the different things. That's not the point. I'm not doing that to flaunt. I'm doing that to encourage people to say, hey, if you want to start living your ideal life, you can do some of these things too. And you don't have to have multiple millions of dollars to do it. You don't even have to be a millionaire to start living your ideal life. You truly don't. And I can show you how to do that. But that's the idea. Like, if I'm trying to impress you, I'm trying to make sure that you know that I'm doing really well. And no, I'm not. I have all kinds of different problems. I don't have endless amounts of money, and I don't feel like even if you had endless amounts of money that your worries and your stress about money go away. It doesn't work that way. So if you are trying to impress people, if you are just talking the talk, and telling people all these good things about how your life is amazing for the impression, then we would have to say that, okay, that's a check on me. That's a check. I need to check myself, because that's not a good motivation, not a good reason to do these things like, create $1 million or go on these trips or buy these fancy things. Like, do those things because that's what you want to do, not because you want to impress other people, right? Don't be like the Beauty and the Beast crew or Tevye and say, I want to impress other people, so I just want to be rich to impress people. No, go be rich. Absolutely. If that's what you want to do, go be rich. But be rich because that'll give you the life that you want, and do the things that are important to you, not that you think it's important to somebody else. I don't know why it just hit me that way when I was listening, and I wanted to do a video on that because I wanted to truly be real and like put the stuff out there to say, all right, we've got this wrong as a culture. We are trying to impress other people, and by doing that, we're doing all kinds of stuff that aren't really that important to us. If it was just for you and you knew nobody else cared whatsoever what you did with your money, or how much money you made, or how much money you saved, or how much money you have in investments, or what you spend it on, or why you spend it on, if nobody else cared and you knew that, truly knew that, would you still do all of the stuff that you're doing? Chances are no, because it's so ingrained in us. Like, oh, I have to have this kind of house, otherwise people will think I'm poor. I have to have this kind of car, otherwise people will think I won't be successful. I have to have these kinds of clothes. I have to go on these trips. I have to budget in order to please my financial coach. No, do stuff because you want to do it. Do stuff because it's part of your ideal life. And your ideal life looks completely different than my ideal life. Maybe having $10 million in your investments is your ideal life. That's what you want to do. I'm going to applaud you on that. I'm going to help you do that. If it's just, I just want a comfortable home that I can enjoy and relax in, and, go to the lake every couple of years and enjoy that kind of vacation, maybe do a couple of road trips, by all means, let's do that. Let's work on your ideal life and create that path to that ideal life. If you can strip away all of that trying to impress people, what is the one thing that you really want to do today? What is that one thing that you say, you know what, this is what I want my ideal life to look like. This is what I want to do with my money. This is how I want to organize my money. This is how much I want to save. Again, not because other people say that you should or that you think that it's going to impress them. What is it that you want to do? All right, that's the big lesson that I am hoping that I can create and train everybody to start thinking of. And not in a selfish way, but truly in a, how do I want to impact the world? How do I want to influence and use my abilities, my skills, my intelligence, my physical skills, all of those types of things. Like, you can make a difference. You will make a difference, but not if you're trying to impress people. You're only going to make that true difference because you're doing the life that you were designed to do.